So here we are in the kitchen area where we can play PlayStation, where we can drink water, drink a coffee, just relax, eat lunch, dinner if necessary, or spend like Friday afternoons / evenings together with the team, just to socialize, to build the culture, to just become better team members. When we're heading over here, we just let Juan, our DevOps engineer, in. We're moving to the main room where like development, marketing, design, etc. is happening, with like the marketing sector over here with community management. 3 designers over here.
Okay. Yeah.
More marketing. So it's like the design / marketing area here. This is our front end island, working on Lisk hub, and our DevOps engineers making sure that all the servers are always running and everything is stable. Here we're moving to the Lisk Explorer team, working on making sure that everything is nice and clean and stable there as well. Lisk Command and Lisk Elements people, so Shu, our Japanese team member, they're currently in a meeting over there. And this is Lisk Core, so everything you see here basically, they're working on the most important project right now we have, the backbone of the network, and Liker, cryptography, we're building like a new department as well with the science team. And super important for the company to work, finance and HR, getting more people into the company and making sure everything is working out as it should be. Here I'm sitting, here's the meeting room, like I said, with Shu inside. We have phone booths where we can have calls to not annoy anyone else. If we move like towards a bit of a messier area, we have like toilets here and here like all the stuff, because we're moving in 4 weeks finally to the bigger office, which will be more than twice as big as this one. And we need it. You see like nearly no seat is empty with all the merchandise here. Meeting room over here again, where our HR team is currently conducting an interview over Skype, I assume. Okay. And here's the entrance or the exit. That's how you see it. It grants you access to this amazing floor where we are building Lisk. Cool, so that's it basically. We're trying to expand like crazy, of course, you know the deal. 40 people here in Berlin under the Light Curve brand, working currently exclusively on the Lisk project.
ベルリンのブロックショーに僕らが参加したんですけど、とてもベルリンという街はスタートアップがすごく集まる街って聞いたんですけれども。
Yeah, so we're here for Block Show, and we heard that Berlin is really popular with startups.
Yes, I mean Berlin is definitely the hotspot of startups in Europe, but it's also evolving to become the hotspot of blockchain startups. Definitely, we have so many of them here now.
はい、ベルリンは もちろんスタートアップもすごい人気なんですが、ブロックチェーンのスタートアップにもすごい人気ですね。
その人気な理由っていうのは何なんでしょう。なぜこのスタートアップの企業さんがこのベルリンの街に集まってくるんでしょう。
So why is that? Why is this a hub for blockchain startups?
I think because it was before that already like a startup hub. So all the infrastructure of venture capitalists, angel investors, good accelerators and incubators were already here, and also the talent of great developers, designers, marketeers and so on. So it was like natural that they pick up the next big topic, and next to, let's say, AI or IoT, this is blockchain, right? So I think that's the reason why everyone came to Berlin or started something here in Berlin.
やはりもともとベルリンがスタートアップのハブだったので、そのインフラが整ってたと、ベンチャーキャピタルや投資家、また開発者の人材も豊富で、そのいろいろな条件が重なってて、もちろん AI とか人工知能とか、物のインターネットと次のトピックをどんどん取り入れていくスタートアップの文化として、自然とブロックチェーンも取り上げられたっていう感じですね。
なるほど、面白いですね。 せっかくオフィスまで来ているのでリスクの質問をさせていただきたいと思います。
Yeah, so now we'd like to talk about Lisk since we're at your office.
Sure.
さあリブランディング後のお話を聞きたいんですけれども、リブランディング後この皆さんの反響ですとか、このリスクの皆さんが働いてて変わった後の環境はどうなりましたか？
So you had your rebranding relaunch in February. So what's kind of been the feedback from the community and from from the office as well? Like within the foundation, how has things changed?
So yeah, first of all, you see the result of the rebranding right here, like the nice flat design, modern. And I would say in terms of what changed afterwards, it's definitely that we can appear more professional. Before that we had like this World of Warcraft crystal logo. Now we have something which we can actually be proud of to wear on our t-shirts, to give away on the business card and so on. And in terms of the office, I think everyone just got even more motivated to be part of something they can be proud of.
以前はゲームのロゴを元にしたロゴでちょっとあんまりプロフェッショナルではなかったんですが、今見ての通りこのようなすごいいいデザインに変わって、もっとプロフェッショナルないいイメージを提供できます。で、その結果として、社内でもすごいモチベーション、やる気が上がって、どんどん新しいものを作っていこうという流れができています。
リブランディング後の、3月末に、私たちコインポストとリスクチームで、ミートアップを開かせていただいたんですが、そのミートアップ後の皆様の反応ですとか反響はいかがでしたか？
Yeah, so we had our meetup in Tokyo in March. So how was the feedback? What was your take on it?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for helping us in conducting that meetup. The feedback in Tokyo itself was great, I think. You've been there, like people were standing in the line like crazy, talking to me or asking me some questions. On the broader scale, I think the feedback itself was also really good because people saw that we are trying to establish Lisk in Japan or at least in Tokyo. And I think it's pretty obvious that Tokyo is like a pretty big market for cryptocurrencies, and our community sees a big potential in that to establish Lisk as a brand over there.
もちろんまずはじめにコインポストの皆さんありがとうございます。その場にいたので分かると思いますが、すごい東京すごいミートアップ大成功だったと思います。で、東京だけじゃなくて、リスクのコミュニティ全体も、すごい反響が良くて、やはり東京は仮想通貨の大きな市場なので、リスクのコミュニティ全体もそのポテンシャルに気づいていると思います。
次回日本にはいつ来る予定でしょうか？
When are you guys coming to Japan next?
Yeah, so we've been in March over there, having the meetup and being at the conference. I think this year we're trying to come like 2 more times. I'm not sure exactly when, but well, when we're coming or if we're coming, then there should be a reason. So maybe a big conference or another meetup. So I'm not sure. We're currently scouting for new events over there, and then we will know for sure. But I think 2 more times this year.
まだ具体的なイベントとかは決まってないのですが、大きなカンファレンスだとか何か行く理由があれば行きたいのですが、とりあえず年内であと2回は日本に行きたいと思っています。
そしたら皆さんマックスに会えるということです。
Yeah, so we get to see you again in Japan.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I love the city, I love the country. And just if you know something like a great event or so where we have to be present, just tell me.
Yeah, definitely.
And we will come.
Yeah. 日本の文化も日本の方ももちろんすごい大好きなので、すごい楽しみにしています。何かイベントとかありましたらぜひ教えてください。
リスクのプロジェクトのリスクのお話をしたいんですけれども、現在その一番力を入れていることは何でしょうか？
So let's talk about Lisk. What's the project you're most focused on right now?
Right now? So I would say it's the Lisk Hub because internally we're growing quite rapidly, and now we have structured it a bit differently that Oliver is more responsible for the back-end part. That means what later will be more the SDK. That means Lisk core, Lisk elements, and Lisk commander. While I took over the user-facing products like Lisk Hub. And that's why I'm really focusing right now on making that one really great. We did the rebranding in February and it evolved dramatically from there, but it's not there yet. I could give it to my, let's say, sister or like friend from outside of the space, and he would still have a lot of troubles interacting with it, you know? And that's not good enough for us, so that's why I'm focusing right now with a little bit on it to make it truly a really good experience.
で今副社長のオリバーさんが、バックエンド開発の部分を担当してリスクハブ、リスクコア、リスクコマンダーを担当していて、私はリスクハブの方を担当していて、もうちょっとユーザーエクスペリエンスの方を担当していて、で現在もちろん2月ですごい変わったんですが、私の妹や全く仮想通貨に触れたことのない人に今リスクを提供したらやはりまだ使い心地が良くない、使い勝手があまり優しくないので、もっともっとユーザーに優しい、ユーザーが使いやすいものにしていきたいと思っています。
Yeah, but that's only me. I have of course many other things outside of the Lisk products, like the legal things, HR-related matters, finance-related matters. For the Lisk Foundation in Switzerland, but also for the Lightcurve GmbH here in Berlin. So that's why it sounds like a little bit less, but there's so much behind it actually what I'm also doing. So that's why the focus can only be like on 1 or 2 products at a time. But I know for a fact that Oliver is focusing all his mindset truly on core and the products like Elements and Commander around it to make the SDK a reality somewhere in the future.
で私はもちろんその他にも人事やお金のことだとか規制に関することとかいろいろ関わっているので、1、2個しかプロジェクトに関われないのですが、副社長のオリバーさんは本格的にフルタイムで SDK の開発に専念しています。
コア 1.0 がベータ版テストが開始されましたが、今後そのコア 1.0 が完全に始動するのはいつ頃を予定しているんでしょうか。
So you guys had your beta for your Core 1.0 last week, but what is there like a specific timeline for when the actual product will come out?
Yeah, of course. So you're talking about the beta 7 release,
yes,
which came out a few days ago last week, and the beta 8 release is currently in preparation. I think it might be the last version for the beta net. Maybe there will be a beta 9, but I'm not so sure. And then we will move over to the testnet stage in June. So in a few days, probably like 1 week or so. And after that, hopefully as soon as possible to mainnet. We don't know how many issues will arise on the testnet itself, because there we are actually then testing the migration from a 0.9 network to 1.0 network. So it will be very interesting to see how this will play off or how it will work. But I think the testnet phase itself will be relatively short because we did all the testing during the alpha and beta net.
で先週発表されたのがベータ7版だったのですが、あと1週間ほどでベータ8が出て、おそらくベータ9は出ないと思います。で6月の近い頃には、テストネットに移行して、テストネットにいる時間はおそらく短くなると思います。ほとんどのテストをベータ版で終わらせているので、早く終わると思いますが、どんな問題がテストネットで上がるかわからないので、本当にそれ次第ですね。
オフィスが新しい環境に、なるということですよね。新しく別のオフィスに行くっていうことなんでしょうか。
So you guys are also moving your office?
Yeah, so as you know, the Lisk Foundation is working with many contractors around the world. For example, we have PR sitting in Dublin and New York. We have marketing sitting in Rotterdam and Amsterdam. We have now design sitting in Poland, also here in Germany. And the main effort in terms of development, marketing and design is happening within Lightcurve here in Berlin as well. And Lightcurve is moving the office. Currently we're here very close to the Potsdamer Platz in Germany, Berlin, in a 78 people office. but you saw, even with 40 people, it's quite crowded and full. And we're moving to a new office, which will be just like a few hundred meters in that direction over there, which will have space for 160 people. I assume it will be fine for like 100 people or so in terms of space and being comfortable. But that means more than twice as big as right now. And for me, like, it's already quite big. And if I guide like people through it, they are seeing, oh wow, this is a real startup. If they look at other startups from the space, they often only see like 5 people, while here they see 40 people. So yeah, we're moving soon in 1 month, finally, 2 months delayed, but it's happening finally soon.
でリスク財団はいろんな方と世界中の方と仕事をしていて、PR チームはニューヨークとかアイルランド、また開発チームも世界各国にいて、ライトカーブっていうのがマックスさんがやっていてリスクの仕事を主に担当しているのですが、現在40数名、従業員がいて、オフィスは78人のサイズなんですが、それでも結構ちっちゃいので、今度、本当2ヶ月ちょっと遅れてしまったのですが、オフィスはようやく今月、移転して、100人サイズのもうちょっと大きい2倍ぐらいのオフィスに移行します。
こんなに大きいメンバーがいて、ファウンダーとしてどのように工夫している点ですとかまとめる上で何かオリジナルなリスクならではのことをやってるとかありますか？
So you guys have 40 plus people, it's quite a big team. Is there like anything unique that you are doing to manage and lead this diverse group of people?
Yes, so what we recently not discovered, but what we just realized was that internally we have still the structures from when we were 15 people, and these don't work anymore. So now we established a new hierarchy where we are introducing head-offs, head of user interfaces, head of engineering, head of marketing, and head of operations, which will then manage the people below. So this is something we realized, but also in order to make this all work, we just need more people, which first of all help Lisk itself, but also which help the company to grow and put the pressure of individuals so that they have more time as well to focus on their main focus point,
最近気づいたことなんですが、やはり組織が大きくなってきているのですが、やはりまだ15人程度しか組織にいなかった時と同じ働き方をしていたということが分かって、でそのままだとやはり人数が多いと、同じように通用しないので、人事担当、マーケティング担当などと、担当者を分けて部門に分けて、その担当者を見て、それぞれのプロジェクトに専念するという形に移行しています。でそうすることによって、もっと人を呼べて、もっと人が呼べれば、それぞれのプロジェクトももっと進むので、効率化が図っていけるかと思います。
最後皆さんに何かシェアできる今後のニュース等はございますでしょうか？
So last, do you have any exciting news you can share with the Japanese community?
So due to this new structure, having head of engineering, head of user interfaces, with products which are still both in one, for example the Lisk Explorer. And what we're going to do now is we're going to separate it into 2 products. Naming is not final, but maybe something like Lisk Service and Lisk Monitor. So it's one user-facing and the other is the backend part of it. And then we can actually introduce many more cool, amazing features to the Explorer. Right now it got also the rebranding a few weeks ago finally, but feature-wise it's not changing so much. So then we will be able to work on again new amazing features for that product. Maybe you translate that first.
今、リスクエクスプローラーは、開発と、2つのチームが携わっているんですが、これからようやくリブランディングの、デザインが適用されたのですが、そのエクスプローラーそのものはまだ変わってないのですね。で、どんどんエクスプローラーも2つに分かれていくために、どんどん力を注いでいく予定です。
Yeah, else, of course 1.0 soon coming out. Finally, it was like a huge, tremendous amount of work on the coding side, but then also now on the testing side. I think in terms of alpha versions, we had 7. In terms of beta versions, we are now at the 9th version. And then there will be the tested and then mainnet. So a huge effort went into that, and it's very close to completion now. We see the light at the end of the tunnel finally, and looking forward to just have this out for a more robust and stable Lisk network.
でもう一つはやはりリスクコアですね。アルファ版が7個、ベータ版が9個で、テストネットでメインネットと、長いプロセスをずっと言ってきたんですが、ようやくトンネルの光が見えてきたなっていう感じで、リスクコアが、できたら、やはりその安定したネットワークが、構築できると思います。
Then in terms of like continuous progress, we're getting more people. Soon we get another user interface, user experience designer who will help us to push us the experience and the design of the Lisk hub forward. We soon, in a few days actually, get our second cryptographer into the team, and a month later our third one. So our science team is growing finally towards the size of 5, which we wanted to target for this year. Maybe we can even find more than that, but let's see. But that's a nice thing that we're getting more people into the team to push out more content, to research more, and then basically to deliver faster.
でもう一つは人事ですね。今月、新しいユーザーエクスペリエンス UI のデザイナーの方も採用して、そのチームもどんどんリスクハブの UX もどんどん発展していく予定です。また暗号研究家も2人目、3人目が採用できて、目標の5人の暗号研究家を採用するのチームを構築する今年の計画が目標が達成できました。
Yeah, and one last point. I mean, I could talk probably for 2 hours about things we're working on, but like one last point, which always is really like heavily discussed within the community, is our roadmap. And we're currently performing feasibility studies. After that, we will perform like implementation studies and intensity, like how much work like a single feature is. And from that on, we can like order things and see what we're going to work on next in the most efficient way, so that we are not working on a feature which might take 4 months, and then we actually need 4 months to bring it to completion and cannot work on anything else. Now that would be a showstopper, right? So we're checking what takes not so long, what is more urgent, putting it more to the front of the roadmap, and then we can actually deliver stuff faster. One quick difference is, in the last 2 years, we basically worked on stuff no one sees in the back end of Lisk core, making it more robust, more stable, faster, more efficient. But now we can start implementing features people see. And we hear the community, we hear what they want, and we're going to work on these specific things. I don't want to go too deep into detail here, but we're going to work on stuff the community is complaining about.
で話せば長くなるんですが、あともう一つ最後話したいのはロードマップについてですね。やはりコミュニティからのフィードバックもあって、たくさんの、話があって、そのニーズに応えていきたいのですが、ロードマップ一つのプロジェクトに4ヶ月かかるものに全てのリソースを費やすのではなく、早くできるもので最もニーズがあるもの、いろんなものを調査して見極めながら、どんどん提供できるように努力していく予定です。また、今までこの2年間はリスクコアという、結構バックエンドで、そのユーザーの方からはその変化があまり見られないものに携わってきたのですが、これが、終わることによってどんどん、ユーザーが求めている UX の部分でどんどんコミュニティからフィードバックをもらっている部分の変化が見られると思います。で、ユーザーの皆さんから来る声は私たち聞こえていますので、その求めているものをどんどん提供できるようにしていく予定です。
最後日本のコミュニティの方々にマックスさんから一言。
So last, just anything any last words to our Japanese users?
So I'm just looking forward to come back to Japan. I love the country. I'm studying Japanese, you know it, right? And it's so difficult. And I figured I learn more in 1 week in Japan in terms of the language than here in 2 months in the language courses and so on. So I'm really looking forward to it. I see that there are so many active community members in Japan and I love it. Just recently there was this tie with many Lisk logos on it. Looks beautiful. So looking forward to more crazy stuff coming from Japan. And if anyone has an idea where we have to be present in Japan, to which cities we have to come, shoot us an email or a message or whatever. We will do it. Maybe we can plan some smaller roadshow in Japan, going to different cities like Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto, and so on. Going to be good, and looking really forward to coming back to Japan for these efforts to talk to the community again.
で日本が大好きなので、日本語も勉強していて、ここのベルリンで2ヶ月勉強するよりも、日本に1週間いた方が勉強になると思っています。でまた日本でも東京だけではなく京都や大阪、いろいろロードショー的なこともできたらなと思っております。でまた日本のユーザーからもし意見やご要望などありましたら、ぜひ E メールでもぜひ私たちに声をかけてくれれば、皆さん意見を求めていますので、ぜひ私たちに声をかけてください。
And one last thing, like what I always say, for the Lisk project, Lightcurve is currently hiring more people. You cannot, any position you can imagine, from developer to marketer to designer to community manager, whatever. If you want to come over to Berlin and work with us here in this office, feel free to send us an email to careers@lisk.io or careers@lightcurve.io.
はい、でまた最後にいつも言うのですが、ライトカーブ、リスクで、ベルリンで私たちが働きたい方は、マーケティングでも開発でも、ポジションはたくさんありますので、ぜひ、ベルリンに来て一緒に働きたいという方は、ぜひ声をかけてください。
ありがとうございます。
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 Thanks. See you. Bye bye.